Hey, everybody, and welcome into Live with Greg on this Sunday night. I'm joined by the amazing Jasmine Sanders. She is nationally a radio syndicated host on the DL Hughley Show. How's it going?
Going pretty good. Going pretty good. No complaints. Happy,
Good to
happy,
be
happy.
good to be talking with you tonight. First off, just last night, history was made in America. Kamala
Yes.
Harris becoming the first woman of color to be in the position of vice president elect. What does
Yes.
that mean to you as an African American woman?
Wow. I don't even know where to begin. I think I could not be prouder as a Black woman, as just just overjoyed. And last night watching everyone on social media and women crying, and I understood that. I think because for so long, listen, being Black in America is hard enough. I think James Baldwin said it best, but being a Black woman in America is even worse. And when you consider the mistreatment, the evil, the just the horrible way that they treated our former First Lady, Michelle Obama, now to see Kamala Harris, all I can do is lift up my hands. That's it. Like, just happy. And hopefully, this will be the first step in uniting our country and putting us on the path that we need to be to a better America, that make America great again stuff. I don't know when it was great, but I think we're on our path to being great. So I couldn't be more proud of Kamala.
And thank you for your personal comments on that tonight. Also, the big talker for 2020 has also been COVID-19. What has
Yes.
this been like for you over in LA?
Well, first of all, full transparency, I had COVID. And it was the scariest thing ever. I was lucky enough that I was asymptomatic. Initially, I was asymptomatic, and then eventually I lost my sense of smell. I did not have, the same reaction that unfortunately a lot of our fellow Americans have had. I don't know what to attribute that to. I don't know if it is because I didn't have any underlying conditions, but I'm so thankful that I came out okay. It was very scary because I was not sure if I had given it to someone else because I did not know. It was scary because there were so many mixed messages about, what to expect. And then all of the stories about some people who survived and some people who didn't, who were healthy. And so every day I was just nervous about what to expect. So for me now, it's all about masking up, staying socially distant, and not so much for myself, but thinking about other people who I don't know what their health condition is. And I don't want to take that chance. So for me, just trying to stay safe, trying to make sure people around me, my family, my friends understand that it is serious and that it is real because I had it. Um, and just trying to spread the word about being healthy and making sure that when you're out, you not just think about yourself, but you think about others. So, but I will say this, it has been fun to be at home. To not have to put on makeup and clothes. I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit into my regular clothes, Greg. When it's all said and done, I know I packed on at least 10, 12 pounds. But I'm
Trust me,
healthy.
I totally understand. I understand. When it comes to your career, for people who don't know, you are a nationally radio syndicated host on the DL Hughley Show. For people that probably just joining in, and you are from the Chattanooga area, from Ottawa, Tennessee.
I am.
So tell me about how in the world did you get into radio?
So I have loved music for as long as I can remember. So when I was younger, I would spend my afternoons laying next to my mom's stereo, listening to songs and writing them down and listening to the DJs. And I felt they were my friends. I felt like I really knew them, even though most of the time I'd never really met them. And so when I went off to school, I did not know that you could actually make a living doing that. And I remember I just, was constantly running my mouth, and I was talking to my academic advisor and I was like, I really don't know what I want to do. I don't know what to major in. And he was like, well, whatever it is, you should talk. Make sure you talk for a living. And I was like, you can make money off of that. And so when I graduated, I decided I wanted to get into radio. I went to the local radio station every single day for like almost 2 weeks, sat in the lobby, made friends with the receptionist. And finally, they were like, why are you here? And I was like, I want a job. A guy by the name of Tony Rankin, who's well known in Chattanooga and Nashville, gave me the opportunity to go back, put together an air check, and the rest is history. And I just kept pushing and moving forward. And before long, I was in New York, and now here I am working on the D.L. Hughley show.
When you think about your career, did you ever think that you would be on the national level?
I can't say that I thought I would be on the national level, but I will say this: from a very early age, I always knew that whatever I did, I was going to put my all into it. And I just knew it was going to work for me. I wasn't quite sure what it was going to be. I wanted to be like Barbara Walters. I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to be a news anchor. You know, that didn't work out for me. So I was like, well, I'm still getting paid to run my mouth. So God is good.
So, being in radio for you, what have you learned about yourself and how have you used that platform for a greater good?
I've learned that with the microphone comes responsibility. I've learned that too much given, much is definitely required. I think about the rough times that I've been through personally and professionally. And I've learned that the more I give, the more I get. So I don't give to receive, but I have learned that the more I open myself up to people, the more I am just me, the better I do. When I first started, I tried to be what I thought people wanted me to be. I tried to fit into the mold of what a radio personality is supposed to sound like, especially a female. And, after some bumps and bruises along the way, I realized that the best that I could do was just be me. And my Nashville, my Chattanooga, my Ottawa family, all of my Tennessee family, they accepted me. And if it were not for them, I would not be here.
When you think back over your career and your life, a big part of your foundation is your family. And for people who don't
Yeah.
know, you were adopted, and this month is National Adoption Awareness Month. And this is something that you
Yeah.
is your ministry.
It is, and it is because I'm so blessed, and I recognize that because there are so many children who don't get adopted, and so they spend their childhood in foster care or in the system, and I know the damage that that can do. I was in the foster care system until I was about 4.5. I was blessed enough to be adopted and lucky enough that my family loved me even when I was unlovable. But I think that it's important to spread the word. Like I said before, to much given, much is required. And I would be doing myself a tremendous disservice, as well as the family that adopted me and took care of me, if I did not try my best to use my platform to reach back and to make other people aware of the children who are left behind, the ones who are waiting to be adopted. So for me, it's very important to speak about that because God knows what would have happened to me had my family not adopted me. So I'm so grateful that system is in place. I want it to work better. I want it to do the best that it can for those who are stuck in the system. And I think that means that there has to be a level of awareness in our community to make us work hard to try to help fix it.
For people watching tonight, if they are thinking about adoption, what would you say to them?
I would say do your research. I would say make sure that you are ready. And the most important thing is just because you don't give birth to a child does not mean you can't love that child. It doesn't mean that you won't be able to um, I guess, experience the same joy that you would had you given birth to that child. And I know a lot of people kind of feel that way. I've had conversations with people who say, I'm not quite sure I could love someone that I didn't give birth to. And I'm here to tell you that you can. I dare you and defy you to talk to anybody in Chattanooga, in Ottawa, that is my family, and say that she is not your family member. A fight will ensue. Trust me when I tell you. So it is possible. And I think that it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. And I think it will enrich your life beyond belief.
Did you ever connect with your birth family?
I did. I actually I met my biological mother. I did not meet my father. I was lucky enough to know her for um maybe about 2 years, a year, without actually interacting with her. We in person. I met her, we talked on the phone, and then I finally decided to fly to New York to meet her, and then eventually I moved there, which is what took me to New York in the first place. And, we got to interact for about a year before she passed away.
Finally, tonight, for people watching, a lot of people have gone through a lot of hurt this year, a lot of
Yeah.
sadness, and we've all lost someone. And what would you say to people who are hurting going into the holiday season, knowing that it's not going to look like we've seen it in the past?
I would say know that you're not alone. We're all on this island of, craziness together. And it is a lot of craziness. A lot of these things that we're seeing now, you would expect to see in the movies, you would expect to see on a sci fi channel. But I think if you just stick close to your family members, stay in contact via text message, FaceTime, all of those things. And again, just know that you're not alone. But I would like to say this too. I think that going into the holidays, I don't think anything happens by accident. And the one thing that I know that I've learned for myself and that my close knit of friends is that this has been an age of awakening for us. Even though it may seem like it is a time that, it's dark and, people are metaphorically sleeping, this is the time to reconnect with self, reconnect with you, reconnect with whatever it is that you are passionate about. Maybe there are changes in your life that you wanted to make, but you've been too busy. And so I think this is the time to really sit down and instead of thinking about all of the negative things, focus on the things that you've always wanted to do for yourself or for other people. And now is the time to do that because please understand when this COVID thing is over, we're going to be right back in that rat race and you're going to regret all that time that you had on your hands to start that business, to work on whatever issues you may have had in your life, be it psychological, emotional, mental, all of that. Maybe you wanted to start a new health journey and you didn't have the opportunity or the time to meal prep or to work out. You ain't got nothing but time now. And I don't know of another time in our lifetime that we're going to have this much time to ourselves to reconnect, to rejuvenate, to re-energize and to refocus. So make sure you make it worth it. That's what I say.
If you could go back and tell your 10-year-old self, 15-year-old self anything, what would you say?
I would say laugh more. Don't take yourself so seriously. And don't worry so much about what other people think about you or what they say. It won't even matter. And most of the time, 5, 10 years from now, you won't even see those people. So you're giving them all of this energy of your life. And most of the time, you move on just because of the quite natural transition and of life. Don't take yourself so seriously. Enjoy every second of it. Matter of fact, live a little harder because I wish I had have colored outside of the lines a little bit more because now at my age I can't afford to. You know how it is, Greg. When you get older, you got more responsibilities, you got bills. Now you can't color outside of the lines because you won't be forgiven. So that's what I would say.
Is there anything you want to do in your career in the next 10, 15 years? Any other goals that you can speak publicly
Oh,
about?
absolutely. I have a lot of things that I want to do. I want to start my own beauty and cosmetic company. I want to open up. Look at my dog coming through. You can't see my dog, but look at this, Bella. You got to see Bella. Oh, I don't even know how to help you see her. Anyway, another time. She was giving me kisses. Yeah, I wanna write more. I'm a writer by nature. I think in another life I was a writer. So I think I have a good 3, 4, 5 books in me. So I want to do that. I want to start my own communications company. Like there are so many things I want to do. I don't even have time to tell you. But while we've been down, trust and believe, I've been working on that. So look for that. You're going to see a lot coming from me in this upcoming 2021, including a hair and cosmetic company, a brand new website that's going to blow you away, and a couple of books, and
And I
perhaps a production company. How about that?
Okay. And I have to ask you this finally tonight. You're a big person on faith. When it comes to your faith, how has it played a big role in helping you to weather the storms of life and pick yourself up and keep going despite the negativity around?
My grandmother instilled that in me. Country woman out of Ottawa, she always taught me lean on God. And even when I was a kid, you'd think that that wouldn't make sense to me. It did. But as I've gotten older, it's become even clearer. And the one thing that I know, he's never let me down. And so my faith is in that he's got me. And so I think a lot of times you forget about the importance of that because we know faith is, it's not seen, it's the things that you hope for and trusting in those things. And I believe wholeheartedly that the universe and God work together in one. So whatever it is that you are speaking, whatever you're putting out, that's what you're going to get in return. Because even the word says your word will not come back void. So whatever it is that you're speaking into existence, that's what you're getting. Everything that you're looking for is looking for you. You just have to keep the faith and keep moving. Faith without
Jasmine,
works is dead. Faith without works is
amen.
dead.
You preached a sermon tonight, my friend.
That's
Where
it.
can
I
we
now
find you on
the
social
doors of the
media?
church are open.
Pass the collection plate.
Please indeed.
Where can we find you on social media?
At I am Jasmine Sanders. That's on Instagram. That's on Twitter, Facebook. Listen, my brand manager gets mad at me because I tell her I don't follow Twitter because I don't. I just like to be honest. I live on social media. I live on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. I love Facebook, but Twitter, too many words in my head and that whole, count. I can't keep up with that. So make sure you check me out on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Most definitely. And check Jasmine Sanders out weekdays on the DL Hughley Show. Check your cities for local listings and times, all that kind of good stuff. Jasmine, I really appreciate you talking to us tonight, giving us some nuggets of advice, encouragement, and you just blessed so many people tonight by
Thank
telling
you
them
so
to.
much. I appreciate you. And I definitely don't want you to think that I take this lightly because I know how busy you are. I appreciate you for even having me on your platform and really just appreciating the passion that I have for adoption and just for little old me. I appreciate it.
Jasmine Sanders, my guest tonight. Check her out on all of her social media platforms. I got to follow you on TikTok. I'm new to TikTok. I'm
Please
so new.
do. Don't laugh at me trying to do those little young dances, okay? Don't do it.
I'm not. I'm not. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining.